Every successful business owner knows that there is a formula to growing a business. And do you know what the best thing about that is? It's true for your business too. See, I'm going to give you that formula and you can use it as a framework to grow your business. But if you don't take what I'm about to say seriously, then forget about growing your business. It's obviously just a wish, but wishful thinking is not for the serious entrepreneurs. But if you are serious, then this framework is the only way for you to get your business to 7 figures and beyond. If you don't know who I am, my name is James Jacob. I'm the founder of a company called SiteLink, which I started from nothing back in 2011. And today we're on track to reach revenues of almost £15 million. I share these videos because I'm passionate about entrepreneurship. I want you to succeed. And as I've stated in a previous video on the secrets to human freedom, we need small businesses to succeed. We are the lifeblood of the economy. And through the power of business, we are the key for a more prosperous future. And this is why I do it. But most small businesses fail. The numbers are shocking. According to Experian, 30% of small businesses fail before their second year, which increases to over 50% after 3 years, and then 70% of small businesses fail by their 10th year. Not only that, how many of the ones that are still trading make significant money? Significant enough for the business owner to pay themselves a decent wage and not have to work all the hours of the sun. That's not many. Now that is a lot of hopes and dreams down the drain, but there is a different way and I've found it, and I will explain. Since starting my business, I've been a reader. Some people have that. They recognize that something needs to change and they go out to find the information and then plug a gap. And I'm that sort of guy. If I have a problem that needs fixing, I attack it. I go after the solution. I absorb information at a crazy pace, but the thing with me is I do something with it. I take action by applying what I learn. And I remember reading the book E-Myth by Michael Gerber. It was back in 2014. And he gave me such a huge mental shift when he said, work on your business, not in it. Wow. This concept alone opened me up to a whole new world. You see, there is a difference between the two levels, working in your business versus working on your business. Working in your business refers to the day-to-day jobs, like calculating payroll or making a sale, sending out invoices, chasing payments, things like this. They're all tasks that are day-to-day. They're needed to keep the business running. And all these tasks are necessary, but being stuck in the day-to-day will limit your growth. Because when you deal with urgent activities most of the time, you're not taking any time to plan for the future. And planning for the future is how you develop your business. And this is what Michael Gerber referred to as working on your business. And working on your business is in reference to jobs like hiring staff or building a team, budgeting, building a growth plan for next year, and all those sort of bigger picture tasks. And you see, once I understood that, I made working on my business a focus. And I went on a journey of working across all the functions of the business. I went from marketing and sales in the early days. I then went into the operations of the business, and where I did the recruitment, the management, implementing and developing the systems. And I then delegated the marketing, sales and operations to people who were better at it than I was. And I then had a drive to go and understand the language of business, the numbers. So I got involved in finance, and my last stint with the business was to absorb myself in the strategic function. And this is where I am today, playing the role of CEO. I only work on the strategy, the future planning of the business. How are we going to achieve our vision? And the framework that I'm going to share with you comes from 15 years of business experience. And not only has this helped me grow my business, but it got me out of the day-to-day operations, allowing me to build the business. Now, it won't happen overnight for you. It's going to take time, but this framework will give you the mindset, the tactics and tools that you need to take your business to the next level. Let's get into it. So before we get into how to build your business, it makes sense for me to give you one of the easiest ways to grow your business. And I'm talking about growing sales. Because without growing sales, all the rest is theory until you can. So I'd be doing a disservice if I didn't help you with that. And the extra sales that you're going to bring in will generate more cash. And that cash will allow you to start to bring people into your business. So assuming your business has customers already, then the easiest way to grow sales is to offer your customers a secondary product or service on top of what you're already selling to them. Now, you may be doing this already, but if you're not, then you're missing out on extra revenue, profit, and cash. And if you are doing this already, then I encourage you, maybe you can offer more. Can you start to introduce a range of secondary products or services? So you have two types of products or services. There's the primary and the secondary. Your primary product or service is at the front of what you offer. It's what you're currently selling. It's the thing you're known for. It's your business's core purpose and your only or main source of revenue. A secondary product or service, however, sits at the back. It's something you offer once you have sold your primary product or service. It helps your customers further. I'll give you examples. Costa Coffee, the coffee shop, is known for coffee. You go there when you want a latte, a cappuccino, or whatever drink you want. But they actually offer a range of secondary products, and they go with the first product. And what this does is this enriches your experience. Items like sandwiches, food, popcorn, and more. And they know that customers like a snack with their drink, so they make it an option for the customer to get one. And what this does, this increases the revenue per visit. Every customer comes in and spends more per visit. You see, all major businesses do it. Apple sell phones, but they also sell accessories for those phones. Amazon has an e-commerce offering, but they expanded into a membership model with Amazon Prime to get extra benefits. Gyms do it when they offer personal training sessions on top of the membership model. It's a common tactic used by big businesses. But I tell you what, if a small business does it, it has such a big impact on them. But it has to be done properly. To grow my business, we did exactly that. At the start, my business was a waste clearance company. We cleared waste on our own trucks, from houses, from building sites, from offices. And we started off with the first year in 2012 doing about £130,000 in revenue. But our growth started to happen when we started to offer skip hire. By late 2012, we got our second truck. By 2013, we did about £400,000 worth of sales, but late into 2013, we started to broker out skips. And by the end of 2014, a year later, we'd done £1.2 million in sales. Where more than 50% of businesses fail by their third year, we'd hit seven figures. And it was all to do with the secondary product. Offering secondary products is gold, because not only does it offer you the chance of generating additional revenue, it does so by allowing you to significantly increase profits at the same time. You see, what happens is these new sales from existing customers come in with zero cost of acquisition. You don't have any time, you don't spend any money trying to find new customers. You make your existing customers more valuable. That's key because you've already spent money and time getting them into the door. On top of that, you can start to sell these products or services immediately because they already know you, and you can do that by brokering them out. And basically what this is this happens when you partner with another company that offers what it is you want to sell as a secondary product or service. This is the way to do it with least friction. You want your secondary product or service to take as minimal time away from your primary offering as possible, which is why when we launched our secondary service, the skips, we partnered with 2 skip companies and we offered their service to our customers. How this worked was our existing customer put in a request for a skip through us. We bought that skip for, say, £200 from our partner. We then sold it to the customer for £250, earning a £50 margin. But we organised and managed the delivery for the customer to ensure they got what they wanted. We didn't just leave it to them. We saw this as easy money. The customer saw it as less of a headache because they didn't have to source skips and waste clearances from many suppliers. It was like a one-stop shop type of scenario. You too have a secondary product or service in there. You could even have a range of products and services in there. We do. We now offer most of the services that a construction site needs and are looking at ways of expanding further. But we were lucky. Our customers started to ask us if we did skips. We just said yes and then worked out how to do it after. I suppose we had it land in our lap, but you might need to be a little bit more proactive. And before I help you with your secondary product or service, what I'm gonna say next is fundamental to growing your business. Know your customer. Market research in the form of customer feedback or getting customer insights, questioning your customers as part of the sales process, that is key. You don't grow your business, you grow your understanding of your customers who then help you grow your business. That's it. You got to get out of your own head and get into your customers. As one of my mentors says, hope is cheap. You should always make decisions based on the data and the right information. Hope and wishful thinking has no place in business. You need up-to-date, sought-after information from the market because that's the only way for you to understand what the market needs. This is fundamental. So what I need you to start to do is to ask your customers what else they might need help with. They should be the ones giving you the ideas. So what you need to do next is you need to start to speak to your customers. Speak to them about their current experience, meet with them, call them, send out a survey, a questionnaire, whatever you feel is right. And here are some questions you can ask your customers to help identify solutions that they could buy from you. What challenges do you face when using our current product or service? How could we enhance what we do to make your life easier? Why are you buying this product or service from us? Do you use any other products or services alongside our product or service? What do you think is missing from our current product or service offering? Is there anything that would make our product or service more valuable to you? Or if you have a great idea, survey your customers. Gauge if there's an interest. You can ask them, if we offered a new product or service, would that interest you? Have you bought this product or service already? If so, who from? And how much do you pay? How could we better it? Again, don't assume that you know what is best for your customer. We need to drop that build it and they will come attitude. Instead, adopt the we will build it once we know they will come attitude. So now you have that as a tactic to grow sales. We really need to give you the mindset around building your business. If not, the growth through additional sales will grind you further into the day-to-day. And as one of my mentors told me a long time ago, success is 80% mindset and 20% skill set. You see, first, before you get busy with your work, you need to have a strategy, a plan of action. This is the fundamental difference between those who make it out the day-to-day and those who don't. The quote that comes to mind, which I love, is, "The biggest mistake a small business can make is to carry on thinking like a small business." Why I love that quote is because it insinuates the thinking of the business owner needs to expand and evolve before the business does. Think of it like a boat with a wake in the ocean. You are the boat and the business is the wake. You are leading that business. Especially in the early days, that's crucial because it's an expression of you. It thinks like you think, it behaves like you behave, it performs based on your performance, and it goes where you go. So where are you going? Think about it as we're going to answer that next. So I've come up with what I call the 7-figure mindset, and there are 4 parts to the mindset. The first is the vision, the second is the way of the entrepreneur, the third is self-belief, and the fourth is the abundant mind. And they're intertwined. Whether you realize your vision is highly dependent on your ability to act as an entrepreneur, to reinvent yourself. And your ability to reinvent yourself as an entrepreneur is highly dependent on your level of self-belief. And your level of self-belief is dependent on whether you have an abundance mindset. So we're going to go through each one to help you adopt the 7-figure mindset. First part, vision. Your vision is the foundation of your success. How are you going to get what you want if you don't know what you want? Is the difference between a ship with a planned destination versus one that is just sailing with the winds, the currents, that just ends up on any shore and wonders how it got there. If you don't know where you're going, if you haven't planned out a route to get there, how are you going to get anywhere significant? See, getting that clarity, getting that direction will give you a sense of purpose. And this sense of purpose gives you meaning. Your vision helps you in so many ways, and it did with me. But most importantly, it acts as a compass, like a guiding light. And this light becomes so important through hard times. It also is very inspiring, not just for you, but for other people. It's your definition of what success for the business is. We all need a summit, and we all need to aim for something. And my vision has helped me in so many ways. You know when things go wrong, something happens to trip you up. Well, you run a small business, so of course you do. And this happens a lot, right? But how do you rise above these happenings? It is by adopting a vision for your business. And then by developing the belief in it, by constantly having it front of mind. What happens is your vision shifts your perspective and it shrinks the bad things that happen to you in size. It's like they don't seem so big or bad because you have this bigger thing that you're aiming for, your vision. I remember back in 2015, we'd been running the business for about 3 years and had done well to build up about £50,000 of cash in the bank. But one of our biggest clients, a demolition company who owed us about £17,000, decided not to pay their invoices. Obviously, we tried to get the money. We spent a lot of time and energy on it, but we couldn't. And it knocked me. But you know what? It didn't faze me. Through my vision, I got through it. It got me back on track a lot quicker and kept me positive. My attitude was this: well, it doesn't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things because look at where we're going. So developing a vision for your business is key. And this could come in the form of setting out a 1, 2, or 3 year goal. And it has to be a visionary goal. And if you want help with setting a visionary goal, then check out one of my latest YouTube videos, The Only Way to Set Goals in 2025. I've put a link in the description below, and it's really, really key for you to start tapping into the visionary part of your brain, the entrepreneurial part of your brain. Now, the second part of the 7-figure mindset is the way of the entrepreneur, which is your ability to reinvent yourself. There is a difference between a business owner and an entrepreneur. Not all business owners are entrepreneurs, and there is a mindset behind entrepreneurship. And it's all to do with reinventing yourself. See, I have this intense desire to reinvent myself every year as well as the business. I think all entrepreneurs do. We have to innovate. I think if I stay the same and the business stays the same this year as it did last, then I've wasted a year. The whole point for me is to evolve, to grow, to change, to develop on top of where you are today for tomorrow. It's like an intense dissatisfaction with staying the same. And the same is true for my business. See, I had this epiphany early on. I was in the gym and I was speaking to an older guy who ran a business, and I asked him, how long have you been in business? He replied, 25 years. And I thought to myself, have you? Or have you been doing the same year 25 times? Your job as an entrepreneur and as a business owner, whichever one, is to firstly work out what success means to you through your vision, and then make the moves to begin that journey. It is that movement towards your predetermined outcome that is success. Your ability to realize that vision is determined by your ability to reinvent yourself and the business every year. How sad is it to start and not change? To start and not grow, to start and not move forward. And that brings me to the third part of the mindset, which is self-belief. You can't achieve that vision and you can't set out to reinvent yourself if you don't believe in yourself. And this is such an important part of it. It doesn't matter what others think or what they believe. All that matters is that you believe in yourself. And in fact, when you start to believe in yourself and take action, others start to believe in you more, which creates a self-fulfilling prophecy, an upward cycle. Now, going a bit deeper into this, your self-belief is a derivative of your self-image. And your self-image is the only reason for the results you have in your life. So my question, how do you see yourself? Have you ever considered this question? Or have you ever worked on your self-image before? See, because if you haven't, chances are that you're carrying around a self-image that has been given to you by others, by society. And if I look at 90% of the people out there, it's likely that that self-image you have is not conducive to success. So you need to go to work on your self-image and start to shift how you see yourself. And this is all about using your language to reprogram your mind. More specifically, the subconscious. This is where all possibilities exist. And you do this through your self-talk, more specifically your I am principles. And I'm not gonna go into too much detail here. Again, check out the video I mentioned earlier, The Only Way to Set Goals in 2025, because in that video, I go through the science of it. I take you through an exercises to help you reconstruct your self-image. And the last part of the 7-figure mindset is the abundant mind. Either you see lack and limitation, or you see abundance and opportunity. And I'm telling you, you cannot grow your business into the millions if you can't shift your mind to see the opportunities that are around you. You see, it's crazy how many business owners I meet who are stuck in a limiting mindset. And I think if only they can get out of their own trap that they have put themselves in. It's sad. And there is a way of getting out. It's simple, but it's not easy. And it's not easy because it takes discipline. So to get yourself rooted in the abundant mind, I need you to do 3 things. Practice gratitude. This is the first step. Be grateful for what you have before life will give you the opportunity for more. You see, by increasing your appreciation for what you have, you open yourself up to getting more. On top of that, because your energy is now heightened in the moment, your mind is sharper and mentally stronger, which means you're more likely to jump on opportunities and not let challenges faze you. But not only does gratitude shift your energy to utilize opportunities and handle challenges better, it trains your brain to see the good in situations. And this rewiring of the brain allows you to sort for opportunities in the situation. So gratitude will give you the energy to face challenges, And it will train your brain to recognize the opportunities that are around you, because you're now wired to see the good, even in the bad. An old mentor of mine said, if you don't tend to the garden, the weeds will grow. And your mind is like a garden. Tend to it using gratitude. A second thing is I need you to start to be selective about what you consume. More specifically, what you allow into your mind. Be very, very mindful about the people you spend time with, because what they think and what they end up saying will affect how you think and what you say. Watch out for those chicken littles that think the sky is falling. It is rare that they achieve anything significant, and unfortunately they're like crabs in a bucket that they'll try and pull you down. And although it's nice to be there for other people when they're in need, watch out for energy vampires. This goes for the news too. Turn it off. I actually haven't watched the news for almost 15 years, and I'm really not interested in its noise. Instead, pick up a book on success and go and hang out with people who inspire you, have better conversations, sort for other business owners. Ones who are a few phases ahead of you, because they'll give you a different reference point for your journey to what is possible. You go and seek mentors, find a coach, or get a community that inspire you to become the best version of yourself. And what will happen is over time, you'll naturally start to think more constructively. That's really, really the most important thing. You see, and the third thing is about your language. I need you to become aware of what you think and what you say. What are the patterns, the common phrases? Because this will give you a clue into your current mindset, into your model of the world. And I want you to be very mindful about the limiting phrases that come up. I had an old business partner that whenever we had something big to pay, he would always say, oh, well, that's a fair chunk of change. Fair enough. But to me, this indicated that he had a limiting belief around money, because he kept saying the same thing about it. See, your words are so powerful, they will show you how your mind has been programmed. But the most powerful thing about words is how they can be used to program your mind and open it up again. And that is key for the abundant mind. It's like a parachute. It needs to open up. So here are some phrases or questions that you can use to open your mind. Turn "I can't afford that," which closes the mind, into "How can I afford that?" which opens the mind to find a solution. Turn "This is bad" to "What is life trying to teach me here?" Turn "I am not good at this" into "I will get better the more I try this." And turn "Only I can do this" to "Who can help me with this?" And this leads me nicely to the next part of the video, how to start working on your business. And the only way you can start to work on your business is by starting to build a team. Recruiting others into your business is imperative for you to grow the business. You need to start to think like an entrepreneur. Ask yourself, what lower value tasks can I delegate or automate to free me up to work on the more valuable tasks? Here we go. Now, before you can elevate yourself to work on your business, you need to get to grips with the things that are holding you down. Where are you spending your time and on what? They say if a problem well stated is a problem half solved, then let's get really clear on what is taking up your time. What you're going to do now is an audit on what you do day to day. And this was one of the most influential tasks that I did after reading Michael Gerber's book, The E-Myth. It was so influential for me that I give this task to all my mentees as soon as they start working with me. What I now need you to do is what I get my mentees to do. Start to write down everything that you do over the course of a week or two. 2 weeks is ideal, but it can actually work with one. And it's simple. Get a pen, get a paper, keep them in your pocket all the time and start to compile a list of the things you're doing. This list should include the day, the hour, and the task. For example, Monday, time, 8 a.m. Task 1, review the to-do list for the day. Time 8:30 a.m. Task 2, check emails and reply to yesterday's customer service queries. Time 9 a.m. Task 3, meet with my PA and confirm his or her day. Time 9:30 a.m. Task 4, review AdWords campaigns and tweak cost per acquisition. Time 10 a.m. Task 5, chase invoice customers for payment. Task 6, paid suppliers. Time 10:30 a.m. Task 7, build a lead generation growth plan in Google Sheets based on a new marketing initiative. And the list goes on. I need you to do this every day for at least a week, ideally 2, to complete the first part of the audit. And once you've done that, the second part of the audit is to organize and reflect on where you are spending your time. So what you then do is you take your list, you take some time out one evening, and it's key to do this when you're not busy, and you create a spreadsheet. Title it Working on My Business. Technician into manager, manager into entrepreneur. Create 3 columns, day, time, and task, then transfer your notes into the spreadsheet. By the end, you're faced with your week or 2 in front of you. And this is magic. You're staring at your working life. Most business owners never ever do this, and this is why they're stuck. What I now need you to do is to add 2 more columns, level and department, and start to do the following. Under level, create a drop down with 3 options: technician, manager, and entrepreneur. And then under department, create a drop down with 5 options: sales, marketing, operations, finance, and strategic. Now start to tag each task you have completed under level according to 1, technician, for all the tasks you have completed that are on the ground, the day-to-day as the doer. 2, as the manager, for all the tasks you have completed that require some form of thinking, planning, and organizing. These are the management tasks you have done. And then number 3, as entrepreneur, for all the tasks you have completed that gets you into the visionary aspect of your mind, the strategic elements of the business, planning for that next quarter, planning for that next year, the stuff that requires long-term thinking. Now start to tag each task you have completed under department according to the department that they fall under. Now, I can't vouch for this exercise any more than I do, because this is your freedom mapped out in front of you. This is your way out. This is the key to unlocking your dreams. But as it is, it's just theory, and you must now put it into action. But what you have now is your balance, or lack of, between the 3 roles in business: the technician, the manager, or entrepreneur. You can see where you're spending your time and what is sucking your time and energy. And I can guarantee you that the smaller the business, the more the owner is stuck in the role of technician. So your job is to grow your business and then start to work on the more management and entrepreneurial tasks. See, what you need to do now is put a plan together to start to delegate, outsource, or automate the tasks that fall under technician. You do this department by department. And because of globalization mixed in with remote working, you can find good people out there in other countries for, relatively cheap hourly rate. You could potentially pay anything from £5 to £15 per hour to free up a lot of your time. You might even decide to focus on one department that really lights you up. But once you do this properly, it will give you a more balanced approach to work. It prevents burnout. It helps you work on the more exciting stuff, the strategic elements of the business, or that department that you love. And what I want for you is to move from being an overwhelmed worker who is underpaid to a strategic leader who thrives on their work, driving forward to live life on their terms. And taking more of a macro view of things, it's so important for small businesses to rise up. We need to create a bigger impact on the economy, because that's the only way for us to have prosperity for our future. We need a business owner revolution. But this revolution can only happen if the small business owner knows how to grow themselves to grow their business. And before you get to work on this, I need you to understand the power of tapping into the visionary brain through visionary goal setting. To help you go from technician or manager into entrepreneur, you need to practice that and make that side of your brain stronger. So you need to start to think about what goals you are setting for your business and your life. And again, if it resonates, then check out one of my last videos, that one I mentioned before, the only way to set goals in 2025. I leave you with this: never forget you are more powerful than you know. Your potential is infinite. I really need you to start understanding that. Until next time.